Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this section of reads. This should be on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The stuff like the cards and the dice, those details will be below, somewhere below. Besides that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Leo? Where are we heading? You got the sun. The first card out was the sun card. Okay. I want to get the cards down before. Okay. Is somebody like, what's going on here? You know what you want. Why is there some trepidation with that? Or this, okay. I feel like everything is all at once. You've been working this within your means. I keep getting the sense of like what they don't know won't hurt them. Okay. You've been working within your means. What they don't know won't hurt them. I just keep seeing like, okay, if it was a job, for example, by the end of the day, I got these 5 different things that they all have to be done. And it's all got to be done, let's just say by 5 p.m., just for argument's sake. I'm kind of looking at it like, I'll get them all done. Maybe I'm not showing to work quite on time. Maybe I'm a little early, maybe I'm a little late, but they don't need to know that. Maybe I'm not doing it the way they want it done. Maybe I'm not doing it in the order they want done. They probably have a specific order they want it done in. But as long as it works out at the end of the day, who cares? I need to be happy. I need to be happy. I need to like this job. And yeah, they want it done a certain way, in a certain order, at a certain time. But listen, I'm pulling my weight. I'm getting it done. I don't think I need to be held down by their restrictions, especially when that makes sense for them. It doesn't make sense for me. As long as they don't realize I'm doing it my own way and it still works out correctly in the end, it is what it is, and I work within my means to get done what I need to get done. Okay, so whatever this is, I feel like I've been succeeding with it. I've been doing very well with it. Leo is very, like, you get a lot done. Y'all keep moving. And I feel like a better analogy probably would have been if you had to have certain projects done by the end of the month and you had the whole month to do it, and they wanted these things done in a certain order, in a certain way, and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the month, they all got done and everything worked out the way it was supposed to. That might have been a better analogy for this, but you've been succeeding through it. And you're like, you stay within the boundaries where you have to, but you do what you need to do with this situation because that's how you work. You're Leo. You keep moving, you get things done, but you're not somebody else's. If people want to control you, that's good luck. Not going to happen. You do really good, but there's this success here with the Sun card. With this energy doesn't match yours. It's not a bad card. It's the Hermit, which is not a bad card, but it doesn't really match Leo. And it's a very, let's think it out. Let's do it by the plan. Let's wait to see what they want to come next. Leo doesn't really do that. Leo's like, I'll just do what I want. Thank you very much. This energy, it's not a bad energy, but it's not your flavor. It's not your speed. Nobody's bad in this part. Nobody's bad. I'm not saying anybody's bad. But it does kind of bring this kind of like, I could get a lot more done. I could do a lot more. I could flourish a lot more if this wasn't holding me back. And it could partly be like you feel like you're being held back by trying to appease this energy. Even though it's overall not bad. This was a face down card. What is it? Ah, a lot of structure, a lot of security with this situation. But you are able, I'm not, okay, yeah, I guess I am. You probably get away with certain things that most people won't. Because you're very dynamic and you're very successful and you get done what needs to be done. It's kind of like if you have a person working for you and they get 5 times the work somebody else gets done, maybe the other person does it exactly the way you want it to get done, but the other person who does it their own way that you don't really care for produces 5 times the product. Yeah, you kind of want to just like shut your mouth about it and just enjoy the trip as much as you can. You know what I mean? At the end of the month, the person doing it the way you want makes you $100. The person, the Leo, who does it their way makes you $500. You probably should just leave it alone. Unless something is critically wrong or there's like something bad going on, I would just leave it alone. Just like, hey, you let them do it their way, you make a lot more profit. So you probably get a free pass on things, which it's up to you whether or not that's fair or not. It's up to you. I don't know, I'm coming at it from this business sense. I'm like, well, maybe we should just shut our face and just let it be, because Leo is bringing us a lot better than other people who do it the right way, the arguably right way. There should be more opportunities coming here. Something. Okay. Yeah, you're not really worried about what happens next. This energy here, the way the situation goes, it does kind of aggravate you, is what I get. I got the 7 of Pentacles reversed. Like, I'm not thinking about where I'm going next. I'm just here for now. This is just what's working now. Whatever this is, yeah, I'm here now. This is what's working now. Even if it's a marriage, maybe you're married to somebody. You're like, yeah, well, today worked. So, and I'm not worrying about where it's going in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I'm here today. And that's just what I'm making it through today. I'm here today. Could be a job, could be a relationship, could be whatever works for you, friendship, coworker. I'm just kind of like, I don't feel like I'm too worried about what happens next, because I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep it. Maybe this hasn't been the energy all the time, but currently I'm like, I don't even know if I want to keep it. Because sometimes the aggravation of how it runs is just a bit much for me. A decision? A decision. Okay. The default decision is at some point this is going to go away. I'm also getting with this reading, that doesn't have to be the case. Especially if it's a business, but it could be a personal relationship, whatever it is. If this is going to keep going, this moment's going to come where it's like, we're going to choose one way or another. It's going to either be, all right, I've had enough, goodbye, or they have to give you the ability to legitimately do it your own way, and also for you to connect to other people like you, so other people like you can also do it their own way. Like for a management situation, maybe you're not in management, but maybe it's moving you into management and having you manage people who also succeed doing it their own way. Because you do it yourself, you probably could manage it the same way. As long as these things get done, I can keep my eye where I need to keep my eye, and I can make it happen. The energy has to come up where you're more in control and they acknowledge that you're in that control. So it's not just a you making a decision, it's the other side has to rise up to meet you. Because there's a possibility for more to come in, but it has to be welcomed on both sides. I feel like this is something to look out for going forward. If this energy acknowledges and rises up to meet you, we don't have to say goodbye to it. We could just take it into a different evolution, but you have to be honored differently and be able to do what you need to do without worry about people being upset about it. Like, no. The way Leo does it is right for Leo, and maybe there's some other people here who could benefit from that too, and we got to acknowledge that and rise up to meet it. If they don't, I do feel like it's going to leave anyway. But you have to meet it as much as they do, which from what I'm getting, it's kind of like you just being open to the possibility. That's pretty much all it has to be on your side, is just being open to it. Because if they can't rise up to meet you, I just feel like this is going to go anyway. But if they're willing to rise up to meet you, if you're not open to it, it doesn't matter. So you have to be open to it. They have to rise up to meet you. We need both. And there's the possibility that that could happen here. There may be communication on your side, which typically Leos are pretty good at communicating, in my opinion, because you get the information out there. I think that's a good thing. I have heard from certain people, Leos included, that maybe the communication is a bit raw and unedited. Sometimes at least that changes things. I mean, not for nothing. I don't know. If they rise up to meet you, there will be some negotiating going on here. There will be some talking it out, thinking it out. It's not just going to be like you just get whatever you want. I gave this analogy earlier today. It's kind of like me. I don't know how old I was, maybe 7, going up to this dessert table at this restaurant. And like, I wanted the whole thing. And I was told, you can choose, but you can't have the whole thing. You can only have, I think it was my grandmother, and I think she said I could have one. And I think I was allowed later go up and get a second one. Because I'm a whiny little child, or I used to be anyway. So anyway, at least at that point, for food I was. Not for everything, but for food I was. There'll be some negotiating, but it's there. It should be there. Watch for it. If it starts showing up, they're saying, make it yours. There will be some negotiating. I think that's what I'm supposed to add in there. It's not just like you're just going to get what you want. There'll be some negotiating. You can make this more what you want. This energy you're dealing with, they don't want you to leave. They do not want you to leave. This is where, again, they have to rise up to meet you. They do. It's not going to work if they don't. You have to be open. They have to rise up to meet you. If we don't get both things, it's not going to work. I don't know how this works for you. Leo has a few different flavors, let's be fair. It's not like you know one Leo, you know all Leos. You all have your own flavor. You're all your own unique version of Leo. There may be the moment here where it's about how you express to them that, like, the way it's been going, I'm not going to continue that way. You can either rise up and meet me and change with me, or we have to go our separate ways. Is there anything I could say about how to communicate with that? It's just going to be a no-go. You got the Two of Swords telling this energy, if it's going to keep going the way it's been going, it's a no-go. It's a no-go, and there has to be significant changes. I feel like I want to really impress upon this energy. You got to meet me at least halfway. Legitimately halfway. I'm almost feeling like I want to, like... I'm feeling a little energy with that. Like, I feel like I want to look somebody dead in the face, and I'm like, legitimately halfway. If you can't make it halfway, we might as well just move on anyway. And I feel like I'm also going to kind of impress upon them, if you play a game with me and you don't really do it, and you just try to make it seem like you're gonna, I'm still gonna go. So don't waste either of our times. Take it with a grain of salt. Readings are for entertainment purposes only. You know how that goes. The outcome should be more of things going your way within relation to the situation. Like, I feel like it just needs to be more, like, it's not going to be, I don't know how to say this, because I'm getting like, I lead and I follow, I lead and I follow, I lead and I follow. Being open to the fluctuation. There's fluctuation here. I just feel like that works okay for you. Sometimes I'm more leading, sometimes I'm more following. But I made the impression, like, you got to work with me. You got to give me my turn. If you don't give me my turn, you can forget it. Leo doesn't usually wait for somebody to give them their turn. Usually you just take your turn. So it might be more like, I'm taking my turn now. You either like it or go away. It's my turn. Dice are mine. It's my turn. Like, if you try to steal my turn, we're not going to get along. Not putting up with it. It's gonna. I feel like it is gonna fluctuate. I keep doing that with this card. You could definitely. The Leos I know can stand up for themselves when they need to. I know there's flavors of Leo, and I remember there is one person I talked to, and they struggle with that. But when push comes to shove, depending on category, I did notice in certain things, they don't have a problem standing up for themselves. They just sometimes feel bad about how they did it. So. I don't know if that makes any difference. It could be the category, I'm just saying. This should create a new normal. And that's where we want to go with that. The fluctuating. That seems to be fine. I'm not really worried about that. Because I get, like, if it's fluctuating correctly, it's not always really good, but it's not always, but sometimes it is. It reminds me of like going through a year, for example. I'm not a person that really cares for winter, but winter passes, and then the spring and summer come in, and I like that. Fall isn't that bad, but then winter's back, and I'm like, pfft. It's like the seasons passing. It should be something like that. Are we good? All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I'll put down those cards to help that. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.